Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. My name is Adelina Safitri. My NPM is 244111009. I'm from Management Class 24A. So today, in this video, we're going to talk about leadership behavior. The first thing first that we're going to talk about introduction to leadership behavior. So, leadership behaviors refers to the actions, attitudes, and approaches that leaders use when interacting with their team members or followers. It describes how leaders guide, motivate, communicate, and influence others in order to achieve organizational goals. Leadership behavior is not only about giving instructions, but also about how leaders build a relationship, solve problems, and create a supportive working environment. So every leader has a unique leadership behavior that reflects their personality, experience, and management style. Some leaders prefer to focus on completing tasks efficiently, while others prioritize building strong relationships with their employees. So both approaches are important because organizations need leaders who can balance productivity with positive team relationships. So understanding leadership behavior is very important for organization. By studying leadership behavior, organizations can identify which leadership styles are most effective in improving employee performance, motivation, and teamwork. It also helps leaders develop self-awareness so they can improve the way they manage and interact with their teams. In modern organizations, leadership is considered one of the key factors that determine whether a team succeed or fails. Leaders who demonstrate positive leadership behavior are more likely to inspire trust, cooperation, and commitment among employees. So, what's the importance of leadership behavior? So leadership behaviors play a crucial role in shaping the teamwork environment and influence employee performance. The way a leader communicates, that makes decisions, and treats employees can significantly affect the motivation and satisfaction of team members. When leaders demonstrate positive behavior, such as respect, fairness, clear communication, employees tend to feel more valued and motivated. This creates a positive organizational climate where employees are willing to contribute their best efforts to achieve organizational goals. On the other hand, poor leadership behavior can create stress, dissatisfaction, and conflict within the workplace. For example, leaders who do not listen to employees, who communicate poorly, or who treat employees unfairly may reduce employee motivation and productivity. So, good leadership behavior also promotes trust between leaders and employees. Trust is an essential element in any organization because it encourages open communication and collaboration. When employees trust their leader, they are more likely to share ideas, participate in discussions, and support organizational change. Therefore, leadership behavior does not only influence individual employees but also affects the overall performance and culture of the organization. So next, we're going to talk about task-oriented leadership's behavior. So task-oriented leadership behavior focuses primarily on completing tasks and achieving organizational goals. Leaders who adopt this approach emphasize planning, organizing, controlling, and work activities to ensure that tasks are completed efficiently and on time. Task-oriented leaders usually provide clear instructions and detailed guidance to their employees. They set specific goals, define roles and responsibilities, and closely monitor progress to ensure that the team is working effectively. So, this type of leadership behavior is particularly useful in a situation where tasks need to be completed quickly or when employees require clear direction. For example, in manufacturing environments, project management, or emergency situation, task-oriented leadership helps maintain structure and efficiency. However, focusing too much on tasks without considering employees' need many create a stressful work environment. Employees may feel pressured and undervalued if leaders only focus on performance and results. So, for this reason, effective leaders should combine task-oriented behavior with other leadership behavior that support employee well-being and teamwork. Okay, next we're going to talk about relationship-oriented leadership behavior. So, relationship-oriented leadership behavior focuses on building strong interpersonal relationship between leaders and employee. Leaders who adopt this approach emphasize trust, respect, and communication, and also teamwork within the organization. Instead of focusing only on completing tasks, relationship-oriented leaders pay attention to the emotional and social needs of their employees. They encourage open communication, listen to employee concerns, and provide support when employees face challenges. This type of leadership behavior helps create a positive and supportive work environment where employees feel valued and appreciated. When employees feel respected and supported by their leaders, they are more likely to develop strong commitment to the organization. Relationship-oriented leadership also encourage teamwork and collaboration. Leaders motivate employees to share ideas, cooperate with one another, and work together to solve problems. So, however, focusing too much on relationship without maintaining task disciplines may reduce efficiency. Therefore, successful leaders must find the right balance between maintaining good relationship and ensuring that organizational goals are achieved. So next, we're going to talk about participative the leadership behavior. So participative leadership behavior employs employee in the decision-making process. Leaders who use this approach actively seek opinions, suggestions, and feedback from their team members before making important decisions. So this leadership behavior encourages employees to participate in discussions and share their ideas. As a result, employees feel more involved and responsible for the outcomes of the decision made. Participate. Participative leadership has several advantages. First, it increases employee engagement and motivation because employees feel that their voice are heard. Second, it improves creativity and innovation because different perspectives and ideas are considered during decision-making process. And also, in addition, participate leadership helps build stronger relationship between leaders and employees. It creates a culture of openness where employees feel comfortable expressing their opinions. However, participate leadership may take more time because leaders must gather input from motivate people before making decisions. So therefore, leaders must be able to manage discussions effectively so that the decision-making process remains efficient. So yeah, we're gonna talk about a little bit of impact of leadership behavior. So leadership behavior has a significant impact on employee performance, job satisfaction, and organizational culture. Leaders influence how employees feel about their work, how they are, and how well they collaborate with others. So, positive leadership behavior can improve employee motivation and productivity when achievements employees feel encouraged to perform better. So leadership behavior also affects organizational culture. Leaders who promote with respect, fairness, and cooperation help create a healthy work environment where employees feel comfortable and valued. So that's all about my presentation, about my video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you understand what I say. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.